What's up, guys? Hope y'all having a good day. I'm trying to do like more of these like daily quick blogging videos just to kind of work through the process of the day, see how we're doing, how's everyone doing. Today I was supposed to rest, but I have some activities planned for the weekend, so I didn't, and I felt pretty good. These are like high amount of weight but low reps, so I knew I wouldn't be too crazy tired if I started them today. So I felt good. One thing I did notice was that yesterday when I was doing my squats, I kind of felt a little bit off. I didn't know what it was, but now I know what it was. So usually I take a pre-workout when I do my heavy squat day. I was gonna do like a full dose of Rise, which is 2 scoops. That's the actual full dose, or you can just do 1 scoop. And usually I've been pretty good. I've been like kind of wheeling off of stimulants, so usually I only use them mostly on the last week of like the peak phases, for if I need it for like overhead or some bench stuff, but usually I don't. The only 2 days I use them is like on my squat and my deadlift day. So as per usual, I take my 2 scoops. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I get to I got a lot of burps. So I get to the gym and then we're like, oh, let's start squatting. So it was feeling heavy. And I was like, okay, I must be tired. I must feel something, right? But I wasn't too tired. I still got through them, right? So we did our full set. We did everything. I get home and I figured out that I didn't take pre-workout. I took pump supplement, which is like, you add it on top of, you can combine it with your pre-workout to get like more vascularity and nitrics boost in your body, and it's meant to be like a non-stimulant pre-workout, like just to get that pump going, right, like on your arm days. So that was pretty nice. That means I did 440 with like basically no stimulants. So I was feeling a little weird that day, so that's good. So today we did overhead press day, and we did I did 225 for 3 reps, which is very nice. I know my max is only like 240, so we're well on our way to beat that. So it's gonna be a nice piece of change. I finally figured out how to kind of do the push press with the front push press. So I figured I had to like set it up already in like the squat position so I can get my hands under it, and I just kind of really make sure the bar is like sitting right here, right where the front of your shoulder, like not your collarbone, but like that portion. That kind of helped me get into a position a little narrower too, and then that kind of helps me to push it out. So that worked pretty good. I did a couple of reps where I'm still trying to figure out that way. Mostly because on a Smith machine, you can't really like move yourself, right? You're kind of stuck in that position, so you gotta really work with it. And then I also did. We're supposed to do the raises, so I ended up doing panda raises, which is like a common Chinese thing. Well, trying to do them, I'm still new, so, but just the overall mechanic of it I was doing, but I did it at a deficit, so I had the bar kind of at my thighs, above my knees a little bit, so I was working mostly on just that explosive power, pushing it up, right? Because we're gonna do what do you call them? The shoulder pull-ups, right? Shoulder front, I forgot what they're called. They're called something. But you're kind of doing the same motion if you're doing a panda. So I figured, might as well work on our back while we're gonna do that. So you just take a wider stance and you kind of just lift up to here, to your chest. You're supposed to drop the weight, but we can't drop it to planets. Other than that, nutrition was pretty good. I had a pretty solid breakfast today. Not a lot of carbs. Right now I'm kind of like tired. I still gotta go home and work. Right now we're gonna pick up the kiddos. We have like after school program, and then I had to go to DMV. You guys all know the DMV sucks. So we got our stuff done. Working on some cool projects. We have some cool side gigs coming up. Hopefully I'll get you guys involved so you guys can see the process of designing and producing documents for architecture. We've been trying to raid on World of Warcraft, but it's kind of hard in the night to find a group to finish my normal runs or even my delve runs. So right now when I get home, I'll knock it out a little bit more. I had to work on some project. You guys can see I'm tired. I'm exhausted, even though I got like 8 hours of sleep. So I gotta sleep more today too, because tomorrow is gonna be deadlift day. So if you guys haven't tried it, go try this thing. It's H2O or Dutch 2O at Dutch Bros. It's basically just flavored water. So you can get a water, you can add any flavor, and it's nice if you want to like drink water, but you kind of don't. If you don't like just the taste of plain water, you can add sugar-free flavors. So this one's strawberry and peach sugar-free. So it's basically flavored water, which is really nice. Just get that, you know, it's probably like 24 ounce of water, so that's pretty nice. Other than that, that's it for our day today. Nothing exciting, just more pressing and stuff. And I think one thing you guys will notice from the videos is you guys will see a lot of like the same repetition, same kind of movements as we go through the weeks. And yeah, it can get boring, but I try to put chapters so you guys can skip everything and just kind of go see what we're doing each day, like boom, boom, boom. And that's kind of the whole core and essence of powerlifting is repetition and consistency, because you don't automatically just push weight like unless you're some gift, you know, some crazy gifted guy like most powerlifters are. But you notice a lot of the programs the same movements every or whatever it's called, either 4 days or 5 days, and it's always going to be separated into your your 3 disciplines mostly. And it's going to be bench, squat, deadlift. That's kind of your main goal, and anything else is just accessories, because your goal is not to look good, your goal is to like push heavy weight. But if you guys will see a lot of the powerlifters, those guys are freaking cut and buff, right? Because it's just a byproduct of the amount of training. So it's like in the function of powerlifting, that's their functional, how it looks, right? That function. So yeah, so that's been cool. What's been cool mostly was at the gym now, you know, there's more people are coming up to me now and just kind of asking and curious what I'm doing with the camera, asking me, you know, what types of lifts I'm doing, you know, what am I doing for these big guns, which they're not that big. But, and I just mentioned to them, like, you know, it's just strictly powerlifting. I don't worry about arm day, all that stuff. Like, I follow my program, stay consistent, and that's how you put up numbers. And it's funny because I'll see people that I see frequently, you know, they're trying to get those 3 plates, they're trying to get those 4 plates, but like their program and their training is just so inconsistent. It's like they never focus on the lift, right? Or you see a lot of it, especially from a lot of the female lifters, is that you'll see a lot of it. Even some of the male lifters, they treat the barbell as an accessory movement. So they'll go do all their arm stuff, all their shoulder stuff, everything else, and at the very end they'll come back and they'll do they'll do chest press, right? But you're already tired by then, so you don't really see your full strength. So that's kind of been the thing that a lot of the powerlifting programs have taught me, is that your main movement is going to be your squat, your deadlift, and your bench. That's what you're always going to do first, right off the bat. Whatever sets, you know, usually depends on the program, but a safe bet is like 5x5, right? 5 sets, 5 reps. That's usually the safest bet when you're going to do powerlifting. As you increase the weight, you decrease the reps and maybe the sets. So that's kind of how it works out. But I'm looking forward to finishing this latest powerlifting program and reviewing it, and then starting the next one. So you guys get to see me travel too. So when I travel for work, you guys get to see everything I pack. You know how I travel pretty extensively, and then we're gonna have more travel weeks where I'm gonna be able to traveling for like a week. So it's gonna be a week of crazy amounts of eating and working out that body. Anyways, thanks y'all. Have a good day. I know it's a kind of long video. I appreciate everybody subscribing to me. All your likes and comments, I appreciate it. It helps me interact with everybody, and it's a nice thing to have. So go Dutch Bros, try your Dutch 2O. Hits the spot.